Hey, welcome back to No Hype Beer Reviews. Unless it's your first time, then welcome. Please consider subscribing. If you do, hit the notification bell, get all the updates. Really excited for today's video. So it's not Friday when I'm posting it, but I am drinking it on a Friday, so it's still hashtag Fidens Friday. And actually, so this is a stout, but just real quick, separate from this beer. It's actually the second stout I've had today from Fidens. I went to pick it up today and got my receipt to then go pick up the beer that I ordered. And I saw Alan, who was one of the owners. He's like, "Hey, you try the stout yet?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I got one. I'm about to pick it up." He goes, "No, not this banana chocolate one." He's like, "We just put on for our first ever bourbon barrel aged stout. It's on draft only." And I'm like, "Oh man, I was just gonna grab some beer and go," but I'm like, I got time, so I got a pour of it. Be on the lookout for when they start releasing bourbon barrel aged stouts. All right, I'm putting it out there. If you're watching this video, you must like Fidens and/or their stouts, I assume, or you're curious about them. When they start releasing them in bottled format, you can get them without going to the brewery, or you go to the brewery and pick it up or whatever. Get them. So good. So anyway, so I'm really excited. It's been about, I don't know, an hour since I had that. And it's finally left, like the taste was so amazing. The taste is finally gone, and I can try something else and tell you how this tastes. So if I seem a little whatever, it's because I just had a delicious bourbon barrel aged stout from them. So I was super excited when I got this, or saw that they were posting it, because bananas and stouts is one of my favorite adjuncts, and you don't see it a ton. So when you see one, like, it's like really special, for me anyway, to try to grab. So it's 12% ABV, and like I was saying, it's got the banana and I think I said chocolate. It's got cacao nibs specifically, and the banana is specifically wild Thai banana. This beer must be kept cold. Yeah, I mean, I literally got home, put it in the refrigerator, and now I'm drinking it. And if I forgot to say, it's 12% ABV. And that bourbon barrel aged one was 13%, if you were wondering. And that was in a Willet barrel for well over a year. But anyway, let's get into it. Proper glassware, and it's going to taste better. I'm not going to pour a ton, because again, I did have a pour of a stout already today, and I want to pace myself on this Friday. All right, let's get into it. So yeah, not a lot of head. I try to throw a little bit more aggressively at the end there. Like a mocha kind of colored head, not too light, not too dark mocha, just kind of mocha. So it's a nice film on top. The beer itself is pretty dark. It's black with a little bit of brown in there. You got a little bit of lacing. That's some nice legs. They're not see-through. There's a brown tint to those legs. If it's not coming across on camera, it's very obvious from where I'm sitting and the way the lights are. But yeah, looks like a big stout, as it should. Let's get into the aroma. So it is chocolatey, but it does, like, I love chocolate. I love cacao nibs, and I've done different kinds of cooking and baking with them, and it really reminds me of opening up a bag of cacao nibs and just smelling it. Like, it's very concentrated, that kind of very dark chocolate, but then there's some sweetness to the beer. So it also has maybe some milk chocolate, but more what I think of like Hershey's Special Dark, where it's still on the dark side, but it's a Hershey product, so they're still going to make it pretty sweet, for mass appeal. So it kind of hits that way for me. I get a little bit of a banana thing. I almost get like the cacao nibs are interestingly kicking out a little bit of like a cinnamon baking spice. It's buried below a lot of other stuff. Like, I do get a little bit of that, which is interesting. The more I smell it, the more the banana I get. And it's interesting because it's mostly a real banana smell. And then there's, let's say, like 90-ish%, and then about 10-ish% is like banana runts. But I think part of that's just the sweetness of how big this stout is. Adding some sweetness to the banana, making me think confectionery, than it actually smelling too much like that. Almost like a kiss of, what is that? Something familiar, something, it's not quite like a date or, I don't know. Maybe I'll get in the taste. But anyway, it smells really good. It smells as advertised. It would be like, if I did shorter beer reviews, I would say it smells as advertised. Now let's taste it. But anyway, now let's taste it. Cheers. That's really nice. Wow. Nice mouthfeel. like a nice viscosity to it. At least on the first sip, a nice viscosity where it doesn't seem like it's at all ever going to be a taxing sip. The chocolate, and I don't know how much the base beer is bringing chocolate and or the cacao nibs, you know. Sometimes it's hard to tell when there is an adjunct that is easily able to accentuate the base beer. So I don't know how much it's doing, but like you do get very real chocolate. I've said some of the reviews, you know, people bust my chops that I'm the vanilla police. I'm always like, I want more vanilla in this beer that says it has vanilla in it. But in real life, I actually am a chocolate guy. I love chocolate-based desserts more than vanilla-based desserts. As a huge fan of chocolate, I love the complexity of chocolate in this beer. Because again, because of the cacao nibs, you're getting super real tasting chocolate. Like actually, like, is this liquefied chocolate? You're getting Hershey's chocolate syrup kind of chocolate. You're just getting like parts where it's like a base stout could actually give you that kind of chocolatey element. So you're getting a lot of complexity with the chocolate. The banana there, for me, like the aroma, it's there. It's not as pronounced as the chocolate at all. Moments of the sip, you get that nice combo of like a chocolate covered banana, right? But it's to me, this is way more a chocolate forward stout than a banana forward stout. It's super, like this is really tasty. And like the aroma, the more I smelled it, the more I tasted, the more banana I get. And it's not at the loss of any of those chocolate elements I keep raving about. You know, it's interesting, when I was smelling it, and I said, there's something else. And I don't think it was dates, but in the taste, I do get some date syrup. And I'm new to date syrup. I'm like, oh, this is like a cool sweetener. Let me try some of that at Trader Joe's. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. I've heard people using date syrup. I love dates. So I tried it. And it's not like date syrup tastes exactly like chocolate syrup, but but it hits some of the same notes. And I think that's true of this, where it doesn't taste like eating a date, but it has some of like that date syrup thing. And again, if you don't know date syrup, like I didn't until like the last 6 months, probably. I think about 6 months ago I tried it. That might seem like an odd thing to dwell on because it's not, at least in my world, was not a commonly consumed thing. But it has that thing. But yeah, like the aroma, it is as advertised. The ABV, it hides that 12%, like, because again, the viscosity makes me want to sip it a little slower because it really coats everything. It's long-lasting flavors. So I'm not trying to chug this or pound this at all, but it does hide the ABV, and that's not slowing me down. Because like if you're tasting alcohol, you might want to go like a little slower, like, oh, I can kind of get a little bit of burn. The lack of the 12% at all in the taste is dangerous, right? But luckily it's got that viscosity, so I want to drink it slower anyway. I think they do stouts like this very well, in my opinion. I've had a decent number at this time. You know, however many they've released, I've been able to try a decent amount of them, and I just am really excited that they put this out. And you know, especially now that it's stout season, right? Excuse me. But yeah, I think that's all I got. Have you guys had this one before? Have you had another banana stout, chocolate stout lately? A combo of those two things. You want to comment? There's always money in the banana stand. Anything, everything, comment section below. Let's get a conversation going. Once you're done doing that, make sure you check me out on Instagram and Untapped. It's No Hype Beer Reviews at both those places. So please like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, imbibe. Cheers, everyone.